10-minute daily reality check coming at you on June 21st, first day of summer. I think it's the first day of summer. Then again, I live in Los Angeles, and summer just seems to continue over and over again until we hit fall, and then fall goes to spring, and we seem to skip winter time. Anyway, we're not talking about weather today because weather is one of the most boring conversations unless you're Al Roker. Al Roker became a famous weatherman on the Today Show, lost about 800 pounds, and now he's skinny Al Roker talking about whatever he wants. Today we're going to talk about a bank. We're not talking about Chase Manhattan Bank. We're not talking about Wells Fargo. I don't care about Bank of America, and we're certainly not going to talk about TD Ameritrade Bank. We're going to talk about the emotional bank.
The emotional bank. By the way,
Right.
this is John Keegan here, right? We're doing a satellite call today. I'm in New York. David's in LA, and we're going to bring it. Let's do it. Emotional bank. Tell me what's up.
Well, John, you know, the emotional bank is a really important bank, and I think it's a bank that we tend to spend a little I think we don't spend enough time making deposits and withdrawals in the emotional bank because as men, men spend a lot of time in the physical bank. They meet a woman and they're really excited about her, and, they're like, oh, she's so hot. She's got the best. Name the body part, and one man will say that if he's a boob man, it's boobs. If he's an ass man, it's ass. If he's a leg man, it's legs. If he's a hair man, it's hair. If he likes lips, or she's got the most beautiful face. Men tend to go to the physical bank very, very quickly, while women are craving the emotional bank. They so want those deposits, They so want to feel emotionally connected to the man. They want to feel, that oneness, that closeness, that yummy factor. And the thing is, a relationship will never, ever work unless the emotional bank is getting filled with deposits every single day. Now, John, your really good friend, Johnny Wolf,
Yes. Yeah.
that cool motherfucker from Philadelphia. Man, I loved him.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, man. Johnny Wolf's a badass.
Johnny Wolf's a badass. He went through something where his emotional bank was absolutely drained, ripped apart, because he had his physical bank. His physical bank was feeling real good. He's like, man, the sex is the best ever. Woo!
Which created, and I'll speak for Johnny Wolf in the first person. Okay, because Johnny Wolf doesn't mind if I speak for him, right? He's written it over to me. Listen, Johnny Wolf got himself involved in a beautiful relationship with a beautiful girl. The sparks flew. The camera. There was a lot of fun, and the sex was off the off the chain. Are people saying now? It was off the rails. It was incredible, and that elicited a lot of emotions. Actually, it's not just like in and out. Sex can actually be where you're communicating emotionally, even spiritually, and that did occur for Johnny Wolf and the girl that he was with, the beautiful, beautiful human being that also turned out to be an emotional drain on him.
Well, she was Count Dracula's daughter.
Yeah, basically, and and that's the and it's I hate to speak for Johnny Wolf, but I'm just going to go ahead and do it.
Yeah, please, you know him really well. You had many sleepovers with him as a kid.
Yeah, that's true.
You guys are like twins.
We're like telepathic.
Yeah,
So,
you guys are connected, man. All you need to do is find the relationship with a woman like you have with Johnny Wolf, and you'll be happy forever.
I don't know if that's true. Johnny Wolf is often at odds with himself. But all right, listen. So here's the thing. When Johnny was dating this girl, they connected on some things, and there was a lot of hope. And then so Johnny Wolf did the thing a lot of people do is they began to each write a story together about what life will be like with each other. And now we found the one, and now here we go. But immediately the girl started having a lot of negativity. Like she didn't like, all of a sudden she was a little bit of a diva. The flight wasn't good enough. The meal has to go back. The smoothie wasn't made right. Everything's not right. She visited Johnny Wolf in New York. New York's literally direct quote, New York City sucks. The people here suck. Everything sucks. And it was just like an unbelievable amount of complaining and actual emotional charge that everything sucked. And it was really, quite, dramatic when and draining, emotionally draining. And then for Johnny Wolf, having to deal with someone like that that's constantly complaining, constantly looking for the negative side of life, where Johnny Wolf's an optimistic guy, a positive guy, tries to look for the positive, tries to take water and turn it into wine. That's his lifestyle. You hear someone's telling him everything sucks and everything's not right, and here's what that, and it was going on like that. Now, it's completely draining. Johnny Wolf, literally, people would see Johnny Wolf and say, "Man, what's up? Your face looks different," or "Wow, looks like you're going through something." Suddenly, Johnny Wolf went from a sort of a timeless, immortal creature to a crestfallen man with a scraggly face and a gray aura because someone was draining him. And luckily, Johnny Wolf is more mature than he used to be because Johnny Wolf used to hang around people like that for years and he let it go on. But Johnny Wolf figured it out fast and got out of it quick, and didn't get overly emotionally entangled. But there are people that are actual emotional vampires, and that's what they do. They haven't evolved enough as a person to, or maybe there is even some kind of illness. They haven't evolved enough as a person to find a way to regenerate themselves, to be inspired daily to a positive, productive, healthy thought pattern, a positive, productive, healthy way of being. So what they do is they find people who have that glow, that positive glow. And David, you know this because you're similar to Johnny Wolf in that sense, where you're a positive guy who has a super powerful presence, and there's certain and these people who are emotional vampires, they look for people like Johnny Wolf and David Gann, and they look and they drain them, and so that's what happened here. She drained his battery so that she could live another day, so that she could get through the day. And then at the end of it, what happens when someone emotionally drains you? You become like the emotional vampire. You become the drained. You become a low frequency person. Um, but Johnny Wolf got was in it, and Johnny Wolf got out of it in record time for Johnny Wolf.
Oh
And
yeah, because Johnny Wolf. I mean, I've known
yeah,
Johnny Wolf forever since you guys introduced. Since we all went out to dinner that night.
yeah,
Johnny Wolf. And I have talked a long time, and Johnny Wolf would have stayed in this relationship for 3 years. He would have
oh,
been
easily,
he,
easily,
he would have been in it. He would have been frustrated. But it's interesting because there's something that I've told people over and over again. Fall in love with somebody's heart and their mind and their soul before you stick it in there. Before either one of you exchange bodily fluid. Okay, before any one of you have sex, fall for that other person, because what happens is sex becomes such a bond, such a glue. It's this illusion, that you're actually falling in love, when in reality, sex will actually make you ignore the things that are actually going down. And what happened was, when I was watching Johnny Wolf go through this progression, and I've seen it by coaching clients for so long, his emotional bank was having just one withdrawal after another every single day. Every day he was getting a withdrawal. Every single day. This girl, this energy vampire, Dracula's daughter, was pulling out emotional energy, tapping into that emotional energy, tapping into that light, and literally taking Johnny Wolf from a 500-watt stadium light bulb down to a little night light in a hallway in an insane asylum, so the insane people don't trip and fall on the way to the bathroom in the middle of the night, because he was about to get committed himself. Because when you're with somebody who taps into your light and taps into your emotional core and literally drains your emotional bank, you are literally going to go down a really bad path. And I commend Johnny Wolf for listening to me via text and really fucking getting out of this thing in one piece.
yeah. I mean, he is really doing well. You know, the thing is people aren't so cut and dry. It's nice to call someone an emotional vampire, and it's a one-sided thing. Nothing's one-sided, but the reality is if you got involved with imagine if, like, there's a lot of actually mentally ill people on the streets of New York, sadly. But if you imagine if you took one of those mentally ill people, and this is happening all around the world, and you wrapped it in a supermodel's body, and toned it down just enough so the person could function in regular things, and then so many men would get emotionally involved with those mentally ill people. So I think Uh, Johnny Wolf kind of got involved with something like that this time around, and he recognized it. But that person is a human being, and there's a soul in there, and there's a potential to be a great person. But at this time, those two people, Johnny Wolf and that beautiful woman who's not evolved in many ways, are not a match, and they don't connect. And let's just say somehow she was evolved. Let's say she was evolved, but but yet they just don't match, and that's a real reality too. There's people, just because if you don't match with someone, no, you're not getting along, doesn't mean they're a midget. It just means you don't get along, and that in and of itself is draining. You know what I mean? In this particular case, I would say Johnny Wolf. This was Johnny Wolf just got it, dodged a bullet, missed the train, and got out with a couple of scrapes and bruises. But a lot of times we just don't match with people. And when you don't match and you don't get along and your personalities don't go together, it's just fucking draining. And you just get away from it. Just get out. Let the other person be, let yourself be, and move on. What do you think about that?
I think that's great advice, man. Don't make somebody into something they're not, and look at your emotional bank every single day.
Yeah.
We're going to leave it at this. Every single day I look in my emotional bank, okay? I take a look at it and I ask myself these questions. Is the woman I'm dating, does she make me feel really amazing with her words and her actions every single day? Look, we all have the power to make ourselves feel great. If we're involved in relationships with people, they're going to tap into your energy. So I always look at it and say to myself, how do I feel when I'm around her? Do I feel emotionally full? Do I feel like I'm getting richer? Is my life getting richer? Because to me, the definition of being rich is to have amazing, loving energy in your life, along with doing successful in business. So if the answer is yes to that, then you know we're the right person. If your friends are draining you, they're also energy vampires, Ask yourself, when you hang out with your friend, do you feel emotionally rich? That's how I look at life, and that's today's reality. Your emotional bank account is the thing you need to look at, not your physical bank account. Anyway, John, we're going to have you back tomorrow again. We're going to talk about something that's really interesting tomorrow. I'm going to give them a little tease, all right?
All right.
We're going to talk about the ED craze, okay?
What's that? What's the ED craze? Is that some kind of rave drug or something? What are you talking about?
Oh, we're going to talk about it tomorrow. Anyway, Daily Reality Check is out. We will see you tomorrow on Thursday, June the 22nd. Hey, John, what's that crazy tagline, and what do they need to do with this podcast?
You need to share this podcast first and foremost. You don't need to do anything, but I inspire you to. I beg you to. I urge you to. I don't beg you to, but I urge you to. If you like it, share it. Why not? It would only benefit me and David and the whole rest of the world, or whatever you think. So, secondly, come on back tomorrow for more radical self-help that does not suck.